You guys, about a couple months ago, you won this massive, massive, at least in terms of media coverage, gender discrimination case with Ellen Pao. And I'm curious, in the end of this, when you look back at from the filing to the trial and all the coverage, what's the long-term impact on Kleiner Perkins been, both internally and also, do you think, externally in terms of perceptions?
Wow, what a great question. Well, look, nobody wins in this kind of an experience. And I'm human, my partners and I are human. This was very painful. But, at the end of the day, a jury of 6 women and 6 men, after 5.5 weeks of testimony, decided we didn't discriminate. I want to get this out there. We didn't retaliate, and that the claims didn't have merit. It was like a vote of 10 to 2. It was decisive on the facts. Now, you asked what's been the impact on the firm. And one of the things Ted Schlein did really well is he concentrated the partnership on serving entrepreneurs and winning new investments, and had just a few people, mostly outside legal talent, working on this issue. I will say internally and emotionally it brought people together, because we've got a good sense of who we are and what we stand for, and the people who know us know those things. But it also raised our desire to do more. We know we can do more and we can do better. So we figured out 4 new initiatives that we ought to pursue. And
which are?
Well, the first of them is called unconscious or hidden bias training. How many people have heard of that? Well, so most everybody does. So our firm went through it, and we're bringing it to all of our portfolio companies, because we all possess biases, and being aware of them is one way to mitigate them. The second thing we decided to do is to regularly hold ourselves accountable, issue a diversity report. So you can judge us not on our rhetoric, but on the results. Number of general partners that are diverse, the numbers of fellows that come through our program, and that's the third thing we decided to do. For years now, we've had a program to develop the pipeline, right? Bring talent into the firm. Thousands of applications from all across the country, college-age talent, who then get internships, mentoring. They're part of a network. And we doubled the diversity number there from 2014 to 2015 to 28%. And our target, what we've declared, is to get to 50%, a 50-50 world by the time that's the pipeline. And then the fourth program that we've signed up for and we're doing has to do with retention and advancement. It is really hard being the only female on an engineering team, the only African American in a boardroom, and so being conscious and committed to build networks of relationships, to find mentorships, and so we convene women leaders regularly, tech leaders. We ask them to bring proteges. We call them plus ones. We work to get them on boards, and that's what the partnership's doing. Look, I know we can do better. We can do more. I think it was a case of the right issue and the wrong plaintiff.
Let me ask you about right issue. In the aftermath, in a lot of the coverage near the end of it, a lot of the issue of gender and venture capital, tech more broadly, but venture capital particularly, got talked about a lot, not just in context of Kleiner. Since the trial ended, we've seen a number of kind of veteran Sand Hill Road firms either bring in female full-time partners or other senior investment staff. Now, some of it might be unrelated, but I'm curious. The trial obviously was not good for Kleiner Perkins. Was it good for venture capital?
Well, it's good to be talking about this issue. 30% of the Kleiner general partners are female.
I know.
45%.
I've seen that number once or twice.
So, I'm not the glass is half full. For me, the glass is overflowing. So I'm an optimistic person, and I believe this is an overdue conversation. It's a really important issue. And I don't want to try to speak for the rest of the venture industry, except to say that we collectively are pathetic on the issue. 6% of the venture capitalists are female. As a matter of social justice, because it's better for business, because it's our values, that's just dumb.
I'm going to ask one final question. It's a very quick one, but I wrote about it a lot. You guys have said repeatedly, you said in your filings you couldn't settle, et cetera. The figure you offered, according to your settlement, was a little under $1 million. That's a lot of money to me, but seems low for settlement. How do you know if it was impossible to settle if you never offered 7 figures?
I will tell you and our audience that 1, I believe this should have been resolved outside the judicial system. 2, we tried very, very hard, and it was not possible. It simply was not possible.